Okay, I think this should work. Yeah, it does. Yeah, welcome to our last session for today. And this will be about Second Life. And I'm really so glad that Andreas and Tobias are joining us for this session because they are real experts with Second Life. And I could never do this because it's really a challenge and more consistent. But you will see that it offers really very interesting opportunities, I think. Andreas and me, we met already, I think, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he made a tour for us through the Dresden gallery, and that was a really nice event. And recently I've learned that the Dresden gallery is not anymore in Second Life. Yeah, I don't know why, but maybe it was too expensive to have this kind of infrastructure. Yeah, you can already see Tobias moving around in Second Life. Yeah, please, Tobias and Andreas, introduce yourself, and after that we're going to have a tour. Tobias, Andreas, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, David. First of all, thank you for the invitation. I remember a couple of years ago we did the first steps. Tobias and me are sitting next together here in Germany, nearby Frankfurt, and Tobias is next in this office. So we are next in the virtual world in Adobe Connect. We are next our avatars in Second Life, and we are next beside in the physical world. And yes, we are diving deep into the communication processes within virtual worlds like Second Life since 2006. And yes. I will guide you now to the session. Tobias, do you have 2 welcome words to the audience?
Yes, of course. I'm glad that you all found here. Although you're, there are only 2 people here in Second Life, but they have a little advantage in immersive feeling when we do the walk around here. But I think we should get the point of view of the camera, and we do some atmospheric tricks here so that the people just watching in Adobe Connect, that they can get a little feeling about that what we are doing here and what we're experiencing here.
By the way, this is me sitting here. Yeah, this is my Second Life screen. This is my avatar.
Moving it.
And
yes. Okay, nice.
And this is Andreas. This is his back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see the front of Andreas. He's called Patrick in Second Life. And this
Patrick
is
Wonderland. Yes.
And this is Erika. And Joe Sol is Harry. Yeah. They are sitting here. Yeah. So this is my Second Life.
Nice.
And this is Adobe Connect. Yeah. I hope that it's not too confusing.
It's the same to me. I just moved my webcam to the Adobe Connect, and left I see my avatar here. This is my avatar. And it's called Patrick Wonderland. And Tobias' avatar is called Van Zadark. The avatar of Tobias has this black robe you're just seeing right now here in the camera, in the capture sharing via Adobe Connect. Okay, I would say let's start into the session.
Yeah.
What we want to reach in this session, we have some objectives, and we want to do in this evening. We want to invite all the listeners here to dive deep into the conscious and unconscious communication processes in virtual worlds. And at the end of this day, you should have a deep understanding of the advantages and disadvantages of virtual worlds regarding the communication processes. And the workflow for the next half an hour or a quarter an hour, I think, is as follows. At first, I will give you some theoretically background about what we have experienced since 2006, but we just figure out some core topics. The whole complexity of the communication processes would not be possible to explain in this short time. So I give you a short introduction. After that, Tobias is guiding us through some selected beautiful and very nice places within Second Life. And in the third part, we have some time to cover some questions. So I will start now into the theoretically background and want to share our experiences we did since 2006. And it's about the quality of communication, what I wanted to talking about. And let's look into my script. My objective is to get you into a feeling and a part of the experiences with these worlds. Lately in 2006, I asked myself, what is the key reason why the people are jumping into a world like this? And I jumped into Second Life, walked around, and my personal background is a technical background of a computer scientist. And the first time I saw Second Life, I saw just something like a game with a poor. And very soon I got it out, and I recognized that the key feature of this world isn't the quality of the graphic engine. There are other areas which are very much more important, and I figured out that there is there are psychological aspects and social aspects which are responsible for the effect that the people are coming back to Second Life and and perhaps you got the hype in 2007 and the hype is over now, but the world is still alive and is still existing. So what we are talking about is the so-called immersive aspect and the immersive effects which are describing what is happening if you dive into a world like this. And I wrote down all my which is called VICP. There are 4 letters, and the V is called stands for values. The I is standing for identity. The C is standing for communication, and the P is standing for be part of the world, of this world. And in this session we have only time to dive into the C part of communication and the quality of communication. And the people here which are sharing this session in Second Life perhaps already mentioned there is something different to a simple Adobe session like this Adobe session. And that's what I'm calling about. It's about the phenomena immersion. And I want to give you a point of view of this phenomena. And so let's dive into the unconscious effects of communications here. In your real life, I think you surely get the meaning of the body language, of your own body language and the body language from your partners. Like you can recognize right now is I'm moving my hand here from my physical body, and it's about the body language. And the question now is, how can my physical body language with my hands be linked into the virtual space, into the virtual world? And that's exactly what I want to talk about in the next few minutes. And for this reason, I will just give you a small demonstration. For this demonstration, I will ask the listeners if they can see my avatar right now in a desktop sharing. Toby, can you? Yes, you can zoom my head right now here. And what I'm doing now with my avatar is I'm looking to a spatial perspective. And now I want to ask people, the audience here, to which avatar I'm looking to. Can you put it down into the chat? What is my avatar Patrick Wonderland is doing right now? Where he is looking to? To David, right. He is looking to the right side to David. But why? Why is my avatar looking to David? And where is the link to my physical body here? And for this reason, I will just do the following. I will put my webcam and I want to share my display. And on my display, you will see right now that my main focus is on my physical display to David. And so you can see, okay, Toby, can you please go back to Patrick? Patrick's avatar, his head is moved to right, and here you see my webcam, and this is exactly what is happening. And to the most people in Second Life, the movement of the body language of the avatar is an unconscious process, communication process. And this feature, I just make another thing. I will have a look to Toby, to the other side, and I will move now my webcam, and you will see what I am seeing here on my physical from Germany. On my main focus is Tobias' avatar, and you can see the in-world capture from Tobias that the avatar is moving his head to the left side. He's looking to Tobias. And this is just one simple point of nearby hundreds of aspects of the unconscious communication quality worlds. And what we are seeing here are so-called second-order cybernetics, or the second-order communication, what is called the observer of the observer. The observer of the observer. The observer is the man or the woman which is looking to my head movement and is looking where I am looking to. That is what's happening here. So, okay, this is just a very small demonstration to you what is possible in virtual worlds. Just keep in mind, in this short time of this session, this is just one point I figured out of nearby 100 points of unconscious communication processes and the communication quality. Okay. And I wrote down a couple of aspects in my VICP meta model called, or standing for values, identity, communication aspects, and the part of the B part of the world aspects. Later on, we'll see some aspects from the cluster be part of the world, and there we are having some nice insights covered by Tobias later on. So, okay, this was just the introduction from my point. I now want to hand over to Tobias. Tobias will show us some very exciting places inside Second Life which are covering non-verbal and unconscious communication experiences. So please, if you follow now the journey of Tobias, recognize and be aware of verbal and non-verbal communication. Be aware of the meaning of different contexts for communication. And yes, enjoy it. So, Toby, I want to hand over to you. It's your time. We can't hear you.
Oh, thank you. That was the microphone. Okay, yeah, thank you for this introduction. We are here at the MFG Innovation Agency. This is a spot in Virtual World, a conference room. And as you can see, it's a pretty reliable place. Yeah, it has this nice leather seats. Are they comfortable for those who are sitting there? I guess so. All right, they're cool. We have this wonderful chrome table with this non-reflecting glass surface here. So this is pretty nice place. And for if you have guests which are used to this level, you can make a meeting in a room like this. But maybe you want something different. You want a meeting on the rooftop of a house. That's possible too. So this is pretty easy here. We're gonna look at such a location. Now, those who are in Adobe Connect, Second Life is a very big world. So we do not walk there. We use a teleporter. And for those who are here in world, I all gave you a folder. And if you open this folder, here the landmarks, you see the landmarks we are using today. Right now, we are here at the MFG auditorium. And now we are going to Digar Gifted Children. So just double click on this landmark here and you will be teleporting. Okay, the first lady is already gone. Next one, okay. Yosol, can you use teleport, or I'm gonna friend you and offer you another teleport? Okay, I'll be there right now. So that was the teleport. I just have to find Yosol to get him here. Okay, let's see if that works. This looks a little bit different than we saw that before. Now this is also a form of auditory, but you see there's a blue sky above. Okay, it's not that blue, but it's partially clouded. Yeah, Yosel is there. Okay, and this room is really used for in-world conferences. As you can see on this board here, I'm gonna zoom there. I hope it's already rest. You see the date, you see the time, and you see the speakers, and you see they're all coming from America, except Roya Klingner. She's from Australia. She's the one who made this island. She made this island.
Austria.
She's from Austria. Did I say Australia? Sorry, she's from Austria. Yeah.
No, it says Austria. And you told me that it's an island for gifted children,
Yeah.
and they meet on a regular basis at this island. So
Right.
really, that's interesting. Yeah.
On this island, we're in the field of education. That means gifted children, they need tasks, they need something to do. And here in Second Life, everything is possible. You can do what you want. So this is a really good challenge for the kids. They can do everything here. That's a really big playground. And yeah, that's what this island specially is about. And if you wonder, like many people coming, what are they doing with a PowerPoint slide shows? Virtual worlds already have such a thing as PowerPoint. I can show you this here. We got here the speaker podium, and when you look behind it, we have control center here. This control center is to control the things you see on the screen. Now here we have the preview in small, that's the icon of the Gifted Children Island, and this is on the big screen. And now I'm not allowed to use that, but if you are allowed and you have a presentation, you can switch the slides by pushing the buttons here.
And
That's
are
pretty-
Prezi
Yeah.
and are Prezi presentations possible as well?
Prezi, I'm not sure about that. We have the possibility to look a little bit into the internet later on. That will be quite the next island. I'm not sure if Prezi works, but if you take JPEGs, that runs. Now this is one of the techniques we can use here for conferencing. And are there any questions to this island so far? Okay, Felix, Harry are typing. Oh, many people are typing. How much does it cost? Okay. Yeah, this is a question we can ask later on. This is, I like yeah, that's great. About costs and stuff, we can do that later. In the third part, we have a special room for questions concerning Second Life and other 3D platforms. We can answer them then. For the demonstration of more of those communication tools, we can take another landmark. This is the landmark number 3 exhibition of MR e-learning. So if you use this, all who are involved, landmark number 3, please, and we will meet right there, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I will get Yossol with a teleport again. Okay, so here we are. This is an island about e-learning and e-learning tools which enforce the body language. And this, where we're landing, is a tool to demonstrate your point of view and to make it provable. That means if you got a bunch of people here and you ask them, can this land be conquered? We will answer this question as well. You can use your your position in the 3D room for communication. And this is also pretty practical, because if you got a group of people, like 20 people or something, you cannot be sure who is just in and who is following your presentation. So if you use a tool like this, you can ask them, well, I got this theory. Do you all think 3D virtual worlds are really good for communication? And you can see where the people are walking to. Now this Patrick Wunderland, he's strongly agree. Next one is neutral. Sorry. Okay.
So I recognized your question, and then I changed my position. Because Tobias asked, what do you think about communication in virtual worlds? And so I changed my position, and that's my answer in this case.
And David, he's still at neutral, so we have the chance to ask him, David, what do you think? Or what else do you need to be convinced or not, or whatever. Another funny thing is...
Ask me after the session again.
Pardon? Once again, please. Okay.
He wanted to
ask me after session.
Okay. Okay. Another thing is over here. Now, these things can be installed. Yeah.
Just a second. I want to mention one point at this point. Just let me give a small annotation. Perhaps some of the listeners know about neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. In this communication methods, we are working with so-called body anchors. Body anchors depending on the position of your body. And we have strong experiences using this so-called body anchors in virtual worlds. Just to give you an idea of what is possible for the people out there knowing about neuro-linguistic programming and using so-called body anchors or body anchors and bottom anchors. More detailed explained. Okay, back to you, Tobias.
Okay, we got over here. We got a demonstration for the audience, which is sitting. If you could prefer a static environment, so if people are sitting on these cubes, like sit here, we have the possibility to animate our avatar via software. That means the people who are sitting here, if they have a question during the speech, they can lift their arm by pressing a key on the keyboard. Like when I push page up, the avatar lifts the arm, and the speaker can see, oh, there's a question, and he can ask him. And when I'm finished, I just push page down, and whoops, sorry, the arm is back again. So there are many things, many possibilities to animate avatar to enforce this body language. The third thing we have is that we can use normal websites. We got here a media on a prim. We have YouTube running here, and we have a song playing here. This song can be heard inside SL, inside Second Life. So everyone should hear the piano music here. So it is possible to use videos and websites on a screen during your presentation. This all can we put into this world. We can also try well, I don't get the URL that quick. Or could somebody please give me the Adobe Connect URL into the Adobe chat so I can copy it, and we can see the Adobe. Yeah, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Now we can see what happened. We have a loop. We have a really cool loop here. Okay, great. I copy that. And I just put it in here. Zack, there it is, right? I enter. And now we see session is starting. I'm gonna give my name, guest, I log in. And let's see what's happening. Yeah, it's okay. It opens another. I have the update. It opens another window. So in this case, it was not successful, but it's possible to stream many different things into the world of Second Life.
And the meaning here is that the participants in this scene are sharing a space. The avatars here are sharing a part of the space is a website. So we can talk about a website like a desktop sharing, but it's really more than just only a desktop sharing.
So there are many things, many techniques. There are many people who really made up their mind to think how to bring communication and experiencing tools into this world. And I'm gonna zoom over here. We got a little restaurant here which is used for speech training, for language training. You can, as you see here, you can put sentences to up. So you can read, this wine is red, dieser Wein ist rot. You can make, how do you call that? Customer service training, like you're standing behind the desk and coming in and you have to offer your service and stuff. That's all possible here. And the other big advantage is you can switch the contexts immediately. Now we have an environment, we have trees and we have those things here around. If you would be inside Second Life, you can also hear the sound of the birds singing here. That's a pretty cool thing. And if you want something else, you can change it pretty quick. I have now to build things here on this island. It's not mine, but I can just switch to another island, and that's pretty cute. We can go to the landmark number 5, imagination, and we can see what's happening there. So please all teleport to the landmark number 5, imagination. First people are gone. Erika and Georgia is gone. I'm gonna get Jossel again. Ach. Okay. Okay, and you see here we got a completely different atmosphere. We got a wonderful sunset over there. It is calm, everything's quiet. We got this little things falling down here. I don't know if you see this in Adobe Connect. It's like snow or something, but not that cold. And so you can switch contexts and atmospheres. You can relax people during a meeting. You can make a meeting, in the nature, and you can do really fancy things. Like there's a boat over there. Let me get that. Okay, see this? And you can sit in the boat and you can take some those wooden, are they called row paddles, the big paddles, and you can row around with that boat. That's no problem on this island. And so, you can create the atmosphere you need for a special kind of meeting situation, for a special communication situation, whatever you want. That's no problem here. You can also save some kind of environment and just load it so it will res, that's what we call it here inside. It will appear within seconds, so you can switch within seconds from a city nature or back to a city again. Everything's possible. And here in Second Life, we have a very big world with big community, and everything you see here is made by the community. So this, you got a big pool of things you can use decorating a simulation, an island. Oh, there's How. He's already rowing without the paddles. But this is what it looks like when you go on tour in Second Life, right? And you can use all these, all these effects here for communication, for as an inspiration for new topics or brainstorming or whatever. That's a pretty creative area here. Another thing is, and that's one of my favorite sites, is that you can make history experienceable. That sounds pretty funny, but the next point we were going to is the Rose Theatre. The Rose Theatre is Elizabethan, I hope the pronunciation is, theatre inspired by the Rose Theatre in London, which was built in 1577, around this. And this is really cool place for meetings and all kinds of exhibitions for artists and whatever. We're just gonna have a look at that, and this will be the place where we're gonna have our questions to be answered. So just use your landmarks, please. We will go to the landmark number 6, please. Landmark number 6. And I will get Yossel again by teleport. Now, welcome to the Rose Theatre. There's the reception desk here, and you see it has some kind of really cool atmosphere here. You see this just missing the word right now. And now you can imagine how to have a meeting on a place like this, right? And this, this place is really in use inward for congresses and for art performances. Now Yossel is walking around and that. Oh, yeah, communication. Yossel is playing this board game here, checkers. This really works, so you can move those little wood things here, as you see right now. And Yossel is just another player to move the white ones. These are all the things which are built in this world. So would you please come back to us, because we're to another room. Now let's have a little walk here. It's that far, so this works pretty good. Yossel's coming over there. And you see what I used right now, the camera. The camera is not fixed to your avatar, so you can search people on the sim and you can find them if they were lost. Oops, this was the wrong door. I'm sorry. I have to need this one here. To get a little impression how big this area is, I'm gonna zoom out a little. This is over 2 so-called sims, 2 islands, and this is pretty expensive to keep it running. At 2 levels here and one basement, one underground, and that's pretty big. So let's see here.
You lost me. Can you help me for the orientation? Where you
Where are you? Oops. Where am I now?
I'm in front of the rose theater here on the.
I give you a teleport.
Oh, teleport. Okay.
Thank you. Or this, what you can also do, you can tell people where to go if they don't see it. That's a good good thing for communication training, that you steer or that you advise the other avatar where to go. It's funny games too. And here in this point, I'm gonna switch to a better graphic quality, that you get an impression how it could be looking like if you really use Second Life. I'm gonna preferences, graphics, and I switch it to best possible. Takes a little time, but you see the little lamps here, they illuminate the area, and those looks a little bit different than before. So you can really create cool atmosphere here. The problem is the browser gets slower and slower and slower, because this is a lot of data which has to be used by the browser. So I just switch it back to this one here. Okay, the places for bigger conferences or exhibitions, we have that over here. Would you please, where are they? Jump. Still there we go. No, okay, there. Would you please follow me over here, please? So this is the Grand Opera. That's really impressive. And yeah. Yeah, Erica, you can hop on the stage and show us some performance if you like. Okay, one's already there. And of course, here in this room, we have the music in the background. So this is really a relaxing place. Phantom of the Opera dancing. Cool. So there's a lot of possible to communicate here. Are there any questions for the Rose Theatre so far? No, not yet. Okay. Harry?
Yeah, I think let's go to the nice pool area.
Oh yeah, let's go to the spa. We have
to the spa.
enough work to do.
Yes.
This is the landmark number 8, the bath of the Rose Theatre. We use the teleport because this building is really, really big. Just meet in the landmark number 6 in the bath.
Number 8, not number 6.
Number 8, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
number 8.
But we all got it.
Oops. Okay, we got the dressing room here, but I think today it's not necessary to change the clothes. I can peek behind the doors. Pretty nice.
Really nice. Yeah.
Okay, now these beanbags here, they're to sit down. You can also switch your
I
your
take
position.
a bath with clothes, but it
that's not
isn't
okay
so
here.
wet.
No?
It isn't so wet.
Isn't that way?
Yeah. This is a very beautiful place. Relaxing after a long conference day. Yeah, maybe we can try to answer the questions.
Yeah, I gonna
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
scroll up. Chat.
One was about how much is Second Life.
Yeah,
I
right.
think an answer might be difficult, but
It's not so
maybe you
easy
could try.
to answer this. It's it depends on the environment you build up. As you can imagine, a simple location is not so much, and locations like this with a huge effort of building work. It's hard building work. This means you have to program it. This means you have to model it with special software. So you can't really answer this seriously. But you can imagine common projects, the smallest projects we have realized in Second Life are starting by 10k euros up to 100,000 euros for the building, really depending on the effort you have to do, and on top of this, you have very high costs for hosting this service. This means the Betriebskosten, I don't know, hosting costs, the costs for running that permanently are running this permanently. You can calculate 300 to 500 US dollars a month. It's not like a website. If you are running a whole region, a whole simulator, the running costs per month are 300 to 500 US dollars for 65,000 quadrat meters. And on top you have the building costs, which are much more the higher costs.
Okay. So it's not that maybe. What would you recommend if somebody would like to have a conference in Second Life? What should one do? Should I come to Second Life or
yes, the first step should be to check out if this kind make this kind of communication sense for my business case, and this means that you have to make the first experiences by spending time in this environments. Spending time in this environments means in hours minimum 30, 40, 60 hours spending time in this environment, that you can get a good feeling if this makes sense or not.
Yeah.
And then the master key should be, the master question should be, can I get my target group into this media, because the biggest disadvantage of this technology is the very complex interface, so that you can really earn the benefits of this type of communication. So this should be the two first steps, because before you will go with money into this. Perhaps should evaluate a project using consulting provided by us, for instance, before you do the first step.
Okay, so I think is it going to be easier in the near future, or?
Yes, we hope. We have a German website. It's called www. I put it in the Adobe chat. avamio.de, and one of our main tasks is to observe the technology convergences. The technology convergences enabling technologies like Second Life to make it mass usable. And this is the key question when we do have the time where everybody can use this technology in a simple way. And the key technology convergences here are augmented reality, technologies like Google Classes, which are coming together with this technology, and everything which is regarding the human interface. For instance, we already have technologies which are capturing. I'm moving my hand, my physical hand here now, and yes, and this is called motion capturing. And if this motion capturing is possible to put it on my avatar, for instance, using the Microsoft Kinect camera, then this could be one enabler. But on my personal timeline, I said it's 2016, 2017, 18 perhaps. Because it's really what you're talking about is future. It's really future and Zukunftsmusik in German.
Outlook to the future. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There was in the chat was mentioned that there are other 3D environments. It was said that Open Simulator is an alternative for Second Life, and this developed in the last 4 years pretty well. So you can imagine that Second Life is the product of a company called Linden Lab, and this company has a lot of servers where this world is saved on and running on. And the alternative, opensimulator.org, this is everyone. This is open. Open source software. Everyone can have his own 3D world in his computer and running on his desktop or even on his laptop, but then it's pretty slow. But you can have your server in your cellar and you put your 3D world in it, or you put it on the server of your company, and you have a great tool for 3D virtual world meetings in your company, which is not open to other people. When we're here now in the bathroom, it may happen that somebody will come in here to take a bath and he will burp us. On Open Simulator, this can't be possible.
But to running a cloud based on opensimulator.org technology requires really high technical skills. But I saw another question: what are the carbon emissions of Linden and all their servers? What is carbon emissions? CO2.
Yeah.
Okay. It's I don't know, but you must have. It's not like a Google. But imagine of 30K servers, 30K servers, 30,000 servers are running this world in a top area, and it is a data center. Indeed, it is a huge data center. Sorry, and you have to calculate which Reisekosten und Flüge du ersparen kannst in CO2-Emissionen.
Self-traveling.
Yes, you have to put a balance, saving traveling costs and carbon emissions for traveling against running such a cloud.
We have a German institution which is working worldwide. And they had the problem in the past that when they had how do you call that, schoolings, or if they have a conference, or if they show their co-workers, if they got any new things, all the people from all around the world came to Germany, to Hamburg, and they participated in this how do you call it, in that thing. So they were just meeting there in real life. And this company, they constructed an area in Second Life for their meetings in a virtual world. So all the people from all about the world, they had not come to Germany anymore. They could stay in their countries. They just had to log into Second Life. And the success was really, really big. It was like the people, they said, well, when we are working for this company and we are going to the meeting here, our avatar, they have to get the right clothes with the company logo on it and stuff. So there was a big identification with that, also in the 3D world. So that's pretty impressive. And the costs, they were the ROI, return on invest, was within 1 year.
Yes, and perhaps the most known business case is international conferences, conference which is each year, and it's called Virtual Worlds Best Practice in Education. And this conference, this international conference, I put the URL VWBPE. Is the most known international conference each year, and it was this year. It was from July the 24th to the 27th, and each the whole avant-garde of e-learning, the global avant-garde of e-learning, is meeting here within these three days. And exchanging their experiences in e-learning. This is each year reducing the traveling costs. Costs.
Oh, we have
it's really a fascinating. I think we have to come to an end soon. It is really very interesting. But I think we are losing participants, and everybody seems to be a bit tired already. Maybe some closing remarks and closing questions from our 9 participants who are still left and with us.
The question is coming up.
Yeah, and Erika, it has been really great that you have been with us in 2 digital environments.
Thank you for the statements. We of course hope that we can give you a small insight what is possible.
Yeah. And I really like the setting. Yeah, to have a Second Life embedded in Adobe Connect.
Yeah. Yes. It's very CPU intensive, this applications.
This is true, but
I saw Erika here
It's
Since she was
accessible.
struggling with some performance issues.
Yeah, that is true.
So sorry for my terrible English, but I hope I could gave you some valuable information. What about communication? What about the meaning of sharing space, sharing virtual space? So imagine you can't see on a normal website who is on the same left side left to me or right to me, but in this world you are really sharing space.
Yeah, and you see now my avatar is tired.
So I can wake him up.
Okay.
Look here, I will go to you and poof. Oh no,
so
nothing happens.
That's interesting body language. And it definitely has a meaning. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Not in with his conscious. He's in Adobe Connect and not on his Second Life browser. And the Second Life browser remarks that it's not used. So this is a sort of AFK and
away from keyboard.
Away from keyboard, yeah, and you can see this guy doesn't follow.
This is communication. This is communication.
Yeah.
You are not active in Second Life because you're preferring Adobe Connect. What's that?
Oh yeah. Right now, at least, yeah. Okay. No, thank you very much for this wonderful session.
Brain dead, David.
I really like that, and I think our audience as well. Yeah. Hopefully, we can meet another time for such an experience. Yeah, would be really nice. Yeah, so thank you everybody, and have a good night, a good evening, good night. Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Und tschüss.